Hello everybody, this is the Editor Man. Well, our good friend and serial arsonist Roy Mustang is about to arrive, but most of us might have to admire him from a distance as Visiore has been very difficult to save up lately. No Visiore bag banners of any kind have been seen for a long time. But I am pretty sure there are some people out there who do have some Visiore, but who are in doubt and not sure whether they should pull for this hot and spicy chicken wing or to save up for someone else later on. Potentially spending 40k Visiore for a unit and 10k for a vision card is a difficult choice these days no matter what. So let's take a look at Roy Mustang and his vision card today and see what they bring to the table and whether or not they will be worth pulling for you. Let's start with Roy Mustang himself. His TMR is pretty whatever, really. The master ability is pretty standard too, nothing to write home about. The dream ability gives him more accuracy and AoE resistance, which is interesting, if nothing else. We'll take a look at the upgraded ability in a moment. He is weak to strike type attacks and strike based teams will become pretty common, so that is worth thinking about. In terms of support abilities, the upgraded one is pretty solid. More AoE resistance, which is always good to have around. Beyond that, you get the choice to give him more damage output or to make him more accurate or to make him more tanky at the cost of some damage. Keeping in mind the AoE resistance that he already has, it appears that he might be able to take a couple of hits if you lean into that. The counters are pretty forgettable. It makes me a little sad to look at them. The first one at least has some range, I guess. Now, moving on to his main job, he does have the ability to remove courage, which really has become very common these days when you think about it, but still nice to have it around, I guess. His other buff gives him a barrier and also improves his damage output. Summer Helena also has a skill like this, which utilizes TP for damage too. The first noteworthy damaging skill would be this one, which does have an increased hit rate. Roy might be pretty accurate inherently, but I don't think I would ever take that over guaranteed hit attacks personally. But this skill does hit 3 times, which is pretty cool. This one has an awkward range, but it does have an additional effect where if the hit puts someone down, Roy will get a CT boost. Sure, that's kinda cool, I think. The only interesting sub-job, in my opinion, would be the Devout one, which gives him access to a more support-oriented role, which could be fun to mess around with in team building. Mustang's Limit Burst hits a whopping 4 times and decreases healing power, although it only hits 1 target. Again, pretty cool, but nothing incredible or breathtaking or anything like that. And that is the kind of way I generally feel about him. He is good in a variety of ways, but nothing crazy. In terms of who you might partner him up with, Hayo, King Mont, and Setia are pretty obvious options for the moment. But perhaps we should look to the future and see what kind of teammates Roy Mustang can look forward to. And in order to do that, we need to talk about his vision card. Yep, on the face of it, it looks okay. But when it comes to these god-forsaken job-based cards, we gotta figure out who can even take advantage of them. Looking into the future, the one unit which really jumps out is Kefka. He'll be here pretty shortly and is the obvious candidate to be on the same team as Roy. Summer Helena might be a fun third choice, but beyond that, you'll have to put in the work and figure out who might be a good fit. You don't necessarily need to look into just magic-based units. I'm sure there are some other cool ones who could benefit from these cards. But see, that's the thing with job-based cards, just one of them doesn't really do much on its own. You gotta find more and make them work together. So what other cards would work well with this one? Well, Kefka will bring his own card which also has nice party effects. Lo and behold, Roy is on this card as well. So it is obvious what Gumi wants you to do here. And Summer Helena is also here. That's cool. Silver Memories would be another worthwhile card to have around. I mean, just look at those party effects and tell me Roy won't enjoy them. Kefka, Roy, and Summer Helena are all here too, among other characters you might be interested in. But you are beginning to notice what I'm trying to say, right? One vision card isn't enough, you need plenty of them. And personally, I'm a big fan of Summer Helena, so I am glad that she can be used with these cards. But if you are only looking at fire element stuff for your Roy Mustang-centric team, then we do have a couple of other options. Encounter of Heroes is an old card but would go nicely in a fire element magic based team. Omen is a card which will come along with the Final Fantasy VI collaboration, which will bring both Kefka and Terra. Now this is Terra's card and Terra is a pretty good fire element mage, but the problem is that she won't get the benefits from Kefka or Roy's vision cards. Why is that the case? Who knows, maybe someone at Gumi really doesn't like Terra or something, or maybe they have a strange, creepy fantasy involving Roy and Kefka? Who knows, really? I imagine it's the latter. But if you want to stick with job-based cards, there is also the departure of the Grom's family card, or at least that's the name on the WOTV calc. Besides the difference in the attack resistance offered, it is pretty much an improvement on the Omen card. Roy, Kefka, and Summer Helena are all present on this card too. But you could always go crazy and get them both. And you can just pick up the Omen card while ignoring Terra if you want. And there are plenty of other good fire element cards if a more balanced mono element fire team is what you're going after. Maybe Kefka, Roy, and King Mont, who is on Kefka's card but not on Roy Mustang's card. My goodness, it really is a pain in the neck when it comes to figuring out who works with what job-based card. Like, why is this so annoying? Seriously. So, all in all, if you want to go and get Roy and Kefka, then you'll need to pull for 2 units and 2 vision cards, maybe more cards depending on how you want to go about it all. And personally, I don't think it will be an incredibly top-tier meta baby team even with all of that effort. It has the potential to be a very decent team, I don't doubt that, but potentially a very expensive one. So is this all worth it? At the moment, not really. Roy does not bring anything truly amazing to the table besides looking really cool. He may be a very good unit, but not a top tier one, in my opinion. At best, Roy and his card will be a future investment and you will need to pull for Kefka and his card too. It could cost you over 100,000 Visiore to pull for all of that if you're unlucky. But if you are a huge fan of the character, then go for it. But if you just want to be a very big meta baby, then I don't know if this will be a worthwhile investment. But what do you guys think? Did I miss anything important? Did I get anything wrong? Is Roy Mustang cool enough for us to ignore everything else? Do let me know in the comments. Well, that's all I have for you today, everybody. This is the Editor Man, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.